Golden State Media Concepts presents the GSMC Classics series, with episodes of some of your favorites from a day gone by, a time gone by. Join us as we time travel to some of your classic favorites from yesteryear. The GSMC Podcast Network invites you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the GSMC Classics series on the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network.
The Kate Smith Show, a special rebroadcast for you soldiers, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen of the United Nations. Now, here's Kate Smith.
Hello, everybody. When I go for a walk and meet old friends we knew, we sit around and talk. Then they ask about you. What's the good if I say that you and I are through? I tell them you're okay when they ask about you. They wonder where we've been and why we never call. I take it on the chin until the teardrops fall. They don't mean to be smart, but if they only knew, they're stepping on my heart when they ask about you. They wonder where we've been and why we never call. I take it on the chin until the teardrops fall. Now they don't mean to be smart, but if they only knew, they're stepping on my heart when they ask about you. Appearing for the third time with us is one of the most glamorous stars in Hollywood. She's just finished Paramount Pictures' film adaptation of Somerset Maugham's great book, The Hour Before the Dawn. And she's going to do scenes from that picture for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure indeed to welcome back to the Kate Smith Hour, Miss Veronica Lake. Veronica, tell me, did you enjoy making The Hour Before the Dawn?
Oh, yes, Kate. It's an entirely new and different type of role for me. It was a real challenge to play, and I did enjoy working on it.
Well, Veronica, from all I hear, you've done a splendid job, and I'm certainly not going to miss that picture. And now, here is Veronica Lake in scenes from the new Paramount picture, The Hour Before the Dawn.
Of course, we had all known my brother Jim was in love with Dora Bruckman, and at first we had all hoped they'd make a match of it. Dora was an Austrian girl my wife had met in Switzerland. Her father was in a German concentration camp, so May brought her home to live with us at Heatherton House. She was beautiful and charming, and Jim asked her repeatedly to marry him.
You're very quiet today, Jim. We're almost to London. You've hardly said a word to me.
Sorry, I've been thinking. You know, I'm afraid we're going to be at war pretty soon, Dora.
What will you do if war comes, Jim? You've always been such an ardent pacifist.
I always will be, Dora. And if war comes, even if they put me in prison, I won't kill, and I won't help others to kill.
I'm afraid I don't understand you very well. It's hard to understand a man whose country means nothing to him.
My country and its democracy mean a great deal to me. I have a right to stand on what I believe, and I will. Dora, don't look at me like that.
How was I looking?
As though you hated me.
I don't hate you, Jim. I'm very fond of you. Really.
Dora, did I ever tell you the story of the nephew and the great-uncle who died?
No, but it sounds very sad.
Only the beginning. The end is wonderful.
Yes?
Yes. You see, the great-uncle lived in a little cottage on the top of a hill. When he died, he left the cottage to the nephew.
On condition that he never marry?
No. On condition that I spend my honeymoon there.
Oh, that's original. Then what?
Well, then, of course, I started out in search of a wife. I searched high and low.
Far and wide.
And with no success until one day, there sitting opposite me in my own house was the most wonderful girl in the world. Young, beautiful.
And penniless?
Yes, but that doesn't matter. So I bought a marriage license. I have it right here in my pocket. A special license, good any time. Now, for example.
Oh, Jim, you are, darling.
Does that mean yes?
I wish it could. But, darling, I'm an Austrian. In the eyes of your countrymen, I count as a German. If war does break out, I'll be an enemy alien.
Not if you marry me. You'll be a British subject then.
Let's leave things the way they are for now.
Until when?
Until we're sure nothing's going to happen.
You are sure the Heathertons suspect nothing, Dora?
I'm very sure. They're all trying to marry me off to their youngest son.
Do you like him?
I despise him. Jim is a coward.
Watch your step. Roger Heatherton is an officer in the Air Corps. You will be able to get us much valuable information from him. Any moment now, we shall be at war with England.
Good.
We have all been notified to be ready.
A little action will be exciting.
Please, show me on this map where the Heatherton house is.
Just about here.
Let's see. That's about 6 3/4 miles then from the airport. A light from the house would give an angle for our planes to follow. You think you could do that for us?
Of course. Why not?
Good girl. Be ready next Friday night about 12.
But we're not at war yet.
By then we will be. Will the light be shining?
The light will be shining at 12. Roger, I'm so glad you're safe. Was there much damage at the airfield?
None, Dora. They never came near it. I came home as soon as I could get away to be sure everything was all right here.
Everything is fine. Everyone is in bed. We stayed down in the cellar during the raid.
I want to have a look around the neighborhood before I turn in. We got a report there were lights on during the raid.
I wonder who could be so careless.
Dora, I have something to tell you. There's an order out to move all the aliens out of the district.
When?
Almost immediately.
Well, I suppose I must be grateful for small mercies. Might have come much sooner.
You've been a good friend to the whole family, Dora. We're all grateful to you for living here and helping to run the house. I do wish there was something we could do about this.
Well, hello, Roger. You all right?
Oh, couldn't be better, Jim. Well, I'm going to have a look around the neighborhood. See you in the morning.
Good night. Good night.
It's a beautiful night, isn't it, Jim? It's hard to believe there were bombs falling an hour ago. It's hard to believe we're at war. But then, of course, we aren't at war as far as you're concerned.
You know, you're looking especially beautiful tonight, Dora. You have a kind of a radiance. Perhaps it's the moonlight.
And then again, perhaps it's you. Jim,
Mm-hmm.
they're sending all the aliens out of the country. Roger just told me. I may never see you again.
Does that make any difference, Dora?
Yes, Jim. All of a sudden, it makes a great deal of difference.
Oh, my darling, I love you so very much.
Good morning, Roger.
Dora, here, let me take those bags. Oh, you aren't leaving so soon, are you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, but good heavens, you don't have to go yet. No official order has been sent here yet.
You mean the alien order? That doesn't apply to me at all.
Why not?
I'm a subject of Great Britain. Jim and I were married early this morning. Well, aren't you going to congratulate me?
Of course. Yes, I hope you'd be very happy.
Thank you, Roger. Darling, why are you sitting up so late?
Dora, I met a man in London today, and he said that England would never fight very long. We didn't have a chance of winning. If we were smart, we'd make peace with Germany.
Well, peace is what we've always wanted, isn't it?
Not the sort Czechoslovakia got, or France, or Poland. I certainly don't want to see my country enslaved.
Would you rather see it destroyed? Would you like to see London blown off the map?
I think that man is a spy. I wish I'd turned him in.
Darling, all he said is what anyone would say who loved peace. You mustn't suspect a man of being a spy just because he wants the very things you've been fighting for.
It would be terrible, wouldn't it, if the things I believed in were turned against the people I love most. Dora, it's funny, I never thought you could feel the way you've just been talking.
On your life, darling. And I can be persuaded.
Is that right, Dora?
Kurt?
Yes. Hello, Dora. Why are you calling me?
I'm afraid my husband is getting suspicious. We'd better settle the business tonight. He'll have signal enough. I have a whole wagon of hay ready to set the fire. Goodbye.
Hello, Dora.
Oh, Jim. I'm so glad you're home. I've been frightened. Jim, what's wrong with your hands?
They're burnt. I've been putting out a fire in the hay wagon. I saw you light it, Dora. I was coming down the road, and when it flared up, I saw you. And I knew that everything I'd been having nightmares about was true.
All right. Suppose I am a Nazi. What difference does it make to you? You're a pacifist, and this is war. The only thing you care about is peace, isn't it?
No, that isn't quite all. I want victory with our peace. I want you and your kind pushed back behind your own borders where you belong. And I want that Nazi paper hanger hung up like a scarecrow where anyone that wants it can take pot shots at him.
This is strange talk for a pacifist. What on earth has changed, Joe?
You, my love. I see what your people are now. Liars, thieves, and murderers who can be stopped by nothing but a gun. Dora, I'm going to fight.
The pacifist enlisting. I find that hard to believe.
I've stopped being a pacifist. I know what it is now to want to kill. Thanks to you.
You hear that? That's your precious airfield. I led them to it. They've blown it to pieces like they will the rest of your little island. Jim! Keep away from me with that gun! Jim!
Thank you, Veronica Lake. was grand having you with us. Thank you so much.
Now here's Kate with one of the loveliest of the new ballads. Now I know.
That I'm not unto God. But this feeling I feel must be love. Now I know why it's so, why I'm alive and I thrive on the thrill. Here am I, riding high on a hill, far away from the usual drone, with a world of my own at my feet, all because fate was heavenly sweet, who have planned that we meet. Never dreamed in my wildest dream that I'd fall quite so wholeheartedly. Now I know love is all that it's cracked up to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, we discovered a couple of boys that we thought had a lot of talent. Well, they were with us every Friday night for a while, and the next thing we knew, everyone in the country was talking like this.
I'm a bad boy!
Here they are, Abbott and Costello.
Oh, boys, it's wonderful to see you again. We know you're #1 box office attraction in the country.
Well, it all happened because you two people believed in us.
Yes, and another... That's Blake.
Yeah.
And another, you ain't kidding, brother.
Well, I see you're no better off than you were in 1938, huh?
Well, that script's over. Well, I want to tell you something, Mr. Collins. You know, it's nice to be back here with you.
Nice to be back here with
And
you.
it's nice to be back here with Miss Kate Smith.
Thank you.
Even my voice is getting higher.
Let Bud say something.
Go ahead, you say. That's enough.
Now, wait a minute. I haven't said a word, Lou.
You know, I want to tell you something. You know, when I used to be with your program, you know, you always used to get me mixed up.
Not me.
Yes, you did.
No,
I remember the time you got me in the woods with 3 bears and I couldn't get out.
No.
They even remember.
Now, look, no arguments, Lou.
You know, in 1938, we used to do something, you know what I mean? And you used to get me all mixed up with that stuff.
Yeah, why did you stop doing those?
We don't do no more old routines.
No?
All
Why
our
don't you
jokes
think you have
from...
new ones.
Well, we got 'em, brother. We got 'em. You know, in 1938, I got all mixed up. I said that before. That's my joke, too. You know, and you know what I suggest, Mr. Collins? Why don't you ask the ladies and gentlemen what they would like to hear?
Why, you going to do an act? Huh?
Well, if we ain't, you're in a spot.
I know, but you said you just wanted to come on to say hello to our audience.
Oh, hello, audience. How are you? Let's do a turn. I didn't mind.
That's the best I ever saw. No, seriously, I tell you what we do. Let's do one of the old routines that you used to do on the Kate Smith Hour. How's that?
Well, we've got no scripts, Mr. Collins.
You don't need scripts. You're both smart fellas. Everybody's talking about you. Very clever men. Let's do one of the old ones.
One of the old ones?
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to
think
hear?
of any? Ask the audience. What would they like to hear?
What would you folks like to hear?
What?
Baseball? You want to hear it?
Okay. All right.
Well, now, it's up to you, folks, as long as you want it.
You know, in 1938, when we did the baseball thing, every time I go to ask you the names of the fellas, you never would tell me.
Oh, yes, I did.
No, you didn't!
I did, Lou.
Now, you got to tell me the names of the fellas on the team so when I want to say hello to them.
I told you before, Lou, they all have very strange names.
Well, you tell me their names.
Peculiar names. You know, like Dizzy Dean and
His brother Daffy?
Daffy Dean.
And I always told you I was their cousin.
Who?
Goofy.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Well, let's see. There's on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second. I don't know who's on third.
That's the same thing you gave me in 1938. I'm still trying to find out.
It's the same name.
All right, now who's on first?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
Why do you keep asking me?
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's right.
Go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
That's the man's name.
Now, look, when you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. And why not? After all, the man's entitled to it.
Who's entitled to it?
Certainly.
Who gets the money?
Every dollar. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes.
No.
No. I got a contract with him now.
You got a contract with who?
Yeah, absolutely.
So who signed the contract?
Well, certainly it'd be no good unless he signed it.
Unless who signed it?
Yes.
Why, it's not a signed contract. Now, who signed it?
That's right.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no, wait a minute. What is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Don't change the
I'm
players
not
around.
changing anybody. I'm only asking you what's the fellow's name on first base.
But I'm telling you, what's the fellow's name on second
I'm
base?
not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking.
How did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
No, who's playing first?
Stay off of first, will you? Now, what's the fellow's name on third base?
What's on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third again.
Well, I can't change their names.
Look, but you and I stay on third base and don't go
All
up.
right, now, what is it you want to
Now,
know?
who is playing third base?
Now, why do you insist on putting who on third base?
Who am I putting on third base?
Yes, but we don't want him there.
You don't want who there?
No.
What's the fellow's name belongs there?
No, what's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Have you got outfield?
Well, certainly.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who is playing first?
Stay out of the infield.
Don't mention the names out
I
here.
want to know what's the left fielder's name.
Now, what's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
And the left fielder's name?
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field. Well, you know, he plays as well as I do.
Have you got a pitcher on the team?
Wouldn't this be a fine team without a pitcher?
The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you, man.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow are you going to tell me who's pitching?
Now, listen. Who is not pitching?
I'll break your arm, you say who's on first.
having your own
I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third
Third
base.
Have you got a catcher?
Sure.
The catcher's name.
Today.
Today. And tomorrow's pitching.
Now you've got it.
That's all. We got a couple of days on the
Well,
team.
I can't help that.
You know, I'm a catcher, too.
So they tell
Now,
me.
I'll get behind the plate. I'll do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team, and the heavy hitter gets up.
So?
Home run Collins.
Yes.
Now, he gets up, see? I'm catching, and tomorrow's pitching on my team. Now, tomorrow throws the ball, and Collins bunts the ball. Now, when Collins bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw Collins out at first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all you have to do.
I throw the ball to first base.
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
If I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to get it. Now, who has it?
Naturally.
Who has it?
Naturally.
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 That's all there is to it.
Okay, I pick up the ball and I throw it to Naturally.
I know you don't. Just a minute. Wait a minute. You throw the ball to first base. Then who gets it?
Naturally.
Well, that's all there is to it.
So I throw the ball to Naturally.
You don't. You throw the ball to first base.
Then who gets it?
Naturally.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not saying that.
I throw the ball to first base. Who has it?
Naturally.
Now ask me.
You throw the ball to first base, then who gets it?
Naturally.
Well, say that.
Same as you! I throw the ball to first base. Who has it?
Naturally.
He better have it. Well, I throw the ball to naturally. Whoever it is drops the ball. Collins runs a second. Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to I don't know. I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play.
Yes.
Another guy gets up. The Bloomer Girls. Kate Smith.
Yes.
It's a long fly ball to be caught. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't give a darn. I said, I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Lou Costello and Bud Abbott doing their very famous baseball sketch that they first delivered to a radio audience on the Kate Smith Hour back in 1938. Well, here it is, the last song of the evening on its way overseas to whoever is first in your heart.
Someday I'll meet you again. Tell me where and tell me when. Someday I'll meet you again. And I'm yours until then. Why, each night I wish on a star that you stay just as you are. But my heart wonders when we'll meet again. You stay just as you are. Darling, you have my heart, but my heart wonders when we'll meet again.
Rebroadcast of the Kate Smith Show is a presentation of the Armed Forces Radio Service.
been listening to the GSMC Classics series, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Follow us at www.gsmcpodcast.com and find all of our timeless programming by typing GSMC Classics into any podcast app, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and more. Remember to subscribe to the GSMC Classics series podcasts of your choice to stay up to date on new episodes. And if you could take a minute to give us a nice review, that really helps us to get this ageless programming out to others who would enjoy it just as much as you have. Check out all of our GSMC Classics series podcasts. Whether you're in the mood for comedy, romance, adventure, history, science fiction, horror, or anything in between, the GSMC Classics series has you covered. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program on the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network.